Okay, Simon Pegg, let's see what you brought to the table this time. Hopefully it's something good. Yo, what is up, my Cinedroids? G to the S here. Today, I'm gonna be reviewing Run, Fat Boy, Run. 5 years earlier, nervous bridegroom Dennis, played by Simon Pegg, like I mentioned earlier, leaves his pregnant girlfriend, Libby, played by Nia Nordhoff Hall from Mission Impossible 2, Thandie Newton, at the altar. Now he realizes that he made a big mistake and he wants to win her back. Unfortunately, Libby is involved with a handsome, attentive, and fit financer, played by veteran voice of Moe from The Simpsons, Hank Azaria, who plans to run in a charity marathon. Out-of-shape Dennis enters the race, hoping to impress Libby, even though he has only 3 weeks to prepare. Now, first off, not only is Rotten Tomatoes a savage when it comes to this movie, but I just don't get the hate towards this film. Sure, when it comes to the film's story, it's kind of like Rocky and Forrest Gump fused into one movie. But for me, 1, I have not seen those movies yet. And 2, disagree with me all you want. I don't care at this point, but it's not trying to be like those films in my mind's eye. The filmmakers want to tell their own story that's inspired by those films, but have some clever comedic moments that are sprinkled in to make it at the least bit enjoyable. Not groundbreaking or laugh out loud hilarious or anything like that, but just enough to make me say to myself, you know, this movie's actually not that bad. And in terms of execution, that's all I want from this movie. The other thing I liked about this movie is that in the mix of both character development and emotional moments, this whole film deals with Simon Pegg getting berated by other people who witnessed him chicken out the most important day of his life, proposing to Libby while being pregnant at the altar. All because he felt like a screw-up his whole life. And sure enough, he might as well be, because he made that mistake and it's going to be a long while for him to regain his trust back. The direction coaching from the voice of Melman from Madagascar, David Schwimmer, was also superbly well done in this film. Sure, he's no Steven Spielberg or Christopher Nolan or anything like that. But in terms of comedy director, he did an excellent job on that. There's just something about his direction style that kind of, in a way, spoke to me. I'm kind of on the same struggle as Dennis is throughout this movie. I'm very out of shape myself, but I'm trying to figure out a way to keep me in shape by eating right and staying healthy on my diet. Now sure, it's very difficult to be on a diet, but with a bit of perseverance and a well-balanced diet, and as long as I put in the work, eventually I will be a healthy man. Just one day. But my point is, David Schwimmer did a fantastic job with the directorial work in this movie. Simon Pegg did amazing as Dennis. Hank Azaria also did well as the snobby jerk in this film. Everybody did a fantastic job in this movie. But if I have to choose my least favorite characters in this movie, it would be both Claudine, played by Ruth Sheen, and Vincent, played by Simon Day. They don't do much in the film, in my honest opinion. They're just in the film just to be big shot bullies, and that's all they do in the whole entire film. Nothing much else. Now granted, you don't see them that much in the film, but still, they don't have that much to do in the movie whatsoever. Moving on. The Ken Morgan cinematography always looks fantastic, so nothing to say on that front. But as for the comedy in this movie, the jokes are very effective and very quick. Sure, they're all sexual jokes, but those kind of jokes don't linger too much, and that's what I like about it. Unlike some other comedies out there that try to display that type of sexual humor for way too long. But in this one, the jokes are very quick, the punchlines feel very effective, and also they land a good laugh. Splash Entertainment, take notes. Now sure, the jokes are not belly laugh worthy, but they are funny nonetheless. So yeah, guys, in the end, I have no other negative thing to say about Run, Fat Boy, Run. I thought the movie was fantastic. It was inspirational, it felt poignant, and by the end of it, I was cheering for Simon Pegg to keep on running and win the girl back that he once left her that very day. In short, despite its shortcomings, it was entertaining. And as a result, I rate Run, Fat Boy, Run a 4.5 stars out of 5. Sure, you don't have to watch this movie if you don't want to. It's your choice. But for those of you who are interested into watching this movie, I highly recommend it, guys. You might get a kick out of it as much as I did. So Run, Fat Boy, Run. Have you seen it? If you have, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Was it highly enjoyable? Was it cringeworthy? Answers down below, please. Also, if you like this video and you want to see some more, make sure that like button shines in your face. That'll totally help me out a ton. Also, share it with your family and friends and favorite it. That's a very good way to show support for this review. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell right next to you so you can be notified of future videos that I have in store for you. Also, if you want a shout out in a future video, just follow me on both Instagram and Twitter, and I will choose one of my Cinedroids to be displayed as a shout out. The links are in the description below. And also, if you want to subscribe to my gaming channel, there's either a link in the description or at the icon card at the top right corner of your screen. Go over there, subscribe, and let's just have fun together. But until then, I'll see you next time. Peace out.